A liberal arts social science academic-non-academic job introduction. This book is about job and money-making ideas for people who seem reasonably intelligent because you got some kind of liberal arts social degree or degrees. At the same time you were stupid or naive enough to get degrees in useless subjects that have no relevance in the real world, but that's okay. I was stupid and naive once, but I learned the real world, as all people must if they're not rich or don't want to be homeless desperados. You're a reasonable person who went to college with good intentions, thinking that if the college offers this degree then it logically follows that there are jobs in this field, but that's the big hidden fraud of college for at least half of the majors. If the only job options for any college major is to teach this stuff or do some kind of research, then it's a flaky field made up of fake knowledge that's not about the real world of money, business, and production. This book is an attempt to offer ideas on jobs in the intellectual, creative, bohemian, and practical real-life fields. A liberal arts degree supposedly means you can read, write, think, and speak, express yourself. Some people call this BS, something any con artist can do. Back in the day, 50 or more years ago, technology wasn't that big. Companies, organizations, and governments needed administrators and bureaucrats to organize their people and paperwork, but nowadays computers have eliminated a lot of these jobs, plus the fact that there are real job skills now as opposed to generic administrative skills. At the very least, an administrator needs word processing and Excel skills. It's not just a matter of hiring someone with a liberal arts degree anymore just because they can read and compose a letter. A computer can almost do that nowadays with templates, form letters, spell and grammar checkers, etc. Liberal arts degrees can be counterintuitive in the job market because up in the clouds pseudo-intellectuals thinking big ideas don't fit into the real world of the mundane and gritty marketplace. The real world of work is both boring and competitive at the same time. There are many narcissists around with big ideas who think the world is waiting for them with their superior minds, but if you try that on anyone who has put in the time before you and is now your boss, they will feel disrespected and not like you all that much. The boss doesn't care about the ideas of any young whippersnapper. It would be a blow to his or her ego if some young naive buck came in offering new ideas for the job he's been doing for past 10 years. It's about ego. People with liberal arts degrees generally have a high-minded perception of themselves. They think they're important and worthy of superior jobs, while the boss wants somebody streetwise enough to be humble and do as they're told. The era of the egghead liberal arts degree genius is over. People want somebody who adds practical value to a company, not just some arrogant loudmouth who thinks he's smarter than everybody and shouldn't have to deal with the lowly issues common people do, like doing mundane tasks to make money. They're still offering tons of useless degrees at college, and tons of kids are still so naive that they're getting them, not realizing they're worthless in the real world. Jordan Maxwell, a deceased former alternative freethinker, said that the word graduation is derived from the two words gradual indoctrination. Many millions of people go to college thinking it will help enlighten them and lead to a prosperous job even if they get some useless degree. The line of reasoning is that if a college is offering a certain major, there must be jobs in that major after graduation, but many college degrees are useless in the real world. Billy Joel sang a short 2-minute song Allentown that said, "So the graduations hang on the wall, but they never really helped us at all. No, they never taught us what was real iron and coke, chromium steel." I'm against teaching useless ivory tower stuff in college because naive students think that that kind of stuff is somehow relevant in the real world, but it's not. They offer PhDs in political science, but anyone with half a brain knows that regardless of what political structure you say any society or organization is, like democracy, communist, dictatorship, etc., they're all the same, oligarchies, ruled by an elite few. Until we have online referendums for all the bills, new ideas, we will not have true democracy, but they keep teaching that useless stuff called political science, pretending it's relevant knowledge. As far as I'm concerned, they should teach the Bible and Machiavelli's book The Prince to teach naive young people that the human race is naturally evil. We all have Dante Alighieri's 7 deadly sins within ourselves: pride, lust, greed, gluttony, sloth, anger, jealousy. Why do they teach us that we're good Holoziomi people? The first thing I learned in Catholic school is that we're all evil. The only way to save ourselves is through Jesus. Somebody should teach people about reality, not some rose-colored left-wing liberal view of it. This book is for the naive schmuck who got a liberal arts degree or several, then went out into the workforce expecting people to be impressed with his or her formal education, but found that nobody cares because it's nebulous meaninglessness that has no bearing on the real world, so you have to scramble to come up with some kind of decent job that pays a reasonable amount of money. Colleges constantly pull this fraud on naive students. There should be a mandatory course or at least a mandatory orientation class for all new students at all colleges, warning them up front that many of the college majors are meaningless in the real world of work. Think, what can I do that's useful in a practical way to other people? Don't be cute. There are multi-thousands of cute music videos out there of people trying to be pop stars. The few pop stars that make it are the few people who have a deep-pocketed insider who knows how to hype them. At one time, I believed in the system's knowledge scheme, but then I got enlightened and realized wisdom requires only one thing: to know and live by my true nature, away from everything I was ever brainwashed by. Everything else about life is someone else's stuff. Some is good, like the 10 Commandments. Other stuff is stupid and horrible for the human race, like all the knuckleheads bowing down to their Bible called the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. If every human being is a loner who does not know what is going on in the mind of any other person, how can you possibly have a science of human behavior and pretend to have human misery all mapped out with so-called mental disorders and learning disabilities? It's massive fiction. The problem is that 98% of the human population are so brainwashed that they buy into it. It's fraud when some so-called professional tells some naive person that they are depressed. They say there is nothing you can do about it because of a biochemical imbalance in your brain. They con the naive person to be dependent on them for drugs and therapy, either for the rest of their lives or until they wisen up and realize it's a massive con job. There is no test in existence for a biochemical imbalance in the brain, yet they have been shoveling this bull for years. Type this term into a search engine: Eisenberg ADHD fraud. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. When I tried to talk to people about it, most were so brainwashed that they could not conceive what I was saying. So in the end, a liberal arts social science degree is not just meaningless, it indoctrinates many people to evil, wrong ideas that damage some people because they believe in them. There are about 10,000 four-year colleges worldwide. They teach the same social science junk because the naive schmucks in the world go to college thinking they'll discover some deep stuff, studying psychology, philosophy, literature, etc., but they don't realize it's just you alone by yourself. Nobody can tell you anything profound about life except that you have a true nature away from the brainwash of the world. This is why I don't like to deal with anybody with liberal arts or social science degrees who have not realized they're a big pile nothingness. They think they're so smart. They don't realize they're brainwashed, indoctrinated fools buying other people's junk, not thinking for themselves. Somebody at some point should wake up the idealistic dreamers to tell them nobody gives a damn about them. There is no community of beautiful, kind people anywhere. If they don't make money for themselves, they will end up on the street. Your liberal arts degrees are meaningless to the real world of business, industry, and production. Until you realize that, you'll be a fake intellectual loser, and there are plenty of them. Look through some of the social science academic journals. If anybody reading any of that stuff cannot see that it's total delusion, you're stupid. I'm trying to help you realize that your advanced degrees in so-called life advice majors are so meaningless that they don't even give you wisdom, much less a worthwhile job. College is at least 50% fraud. Nobody is going to get rid of all those meaningless majors anytime soon because they're making money off them. Until you realize that your meaningless degrees have nothing to do with life in the real world, you will be another loser deluded by the lies of college. The enlightened people in the capitalist world understand that everything comes down to money. All the non-profits rely on funding. The smart ones are bought off by big companies. All the government do-good projects come down to creating big bureaucracies that keep their people employed. They don't necessarily exist to solve the problem because then they would be out of a job. It happened to me. I was working on a job project to get jobs for the losers in a particular area. We were so good at it that the government bureaucrats fired us because we were getting jobs for all the unemployed people who were their bread and butter. Teaching jobs in meaningless subjects about human life are not going away anytime soon. There are many jobs in the field of education like administrator, tutor, counseling and therapy for all the kids suckered into a learning disability diagnosis, writing textbooks, etc. There are many non-teaching jobs at schools and colleges in administration, maintenance, cleaning, security, etc. I list the human resource websites of many universities and colleges. There are jobs in fields like publishing, online courses, software, educational products, non-profits, activism, policy, politics, school boards, etc. Based on my research, the people who make the most money in education are college administrators. They deal with large sums of money taken in from donor endowments, government grants, guaranteed government student loans, international student fees, the high cost of textbooks, college sports tickets, etc. Some have the authority to funnel money off for themselves. There is big money at college equivalent to the biggest company in any town. All those quiet colleges you see everywhere take in billions of dollars in some cases, a lot of it from the government student loan program, and nobody bats an eye to see how much scam is involved in this business of higher education. Think about an average city university, some of which have enrollments up to 40,000 if you include the online and part-time students. Most students get the government student loans. That's 40,000 times several $1,000s for each student just for tuition alone. I was an artsy intellectual once who believed in the world's knowledge about life as in the social science and liberal arts. Now I believe only in my own thoughts and that money rules the world, so I earn my money but do not sell my soul to all the BS out there. My entire liberal arts education was what Joseph Campbell called the hero's journey. You go out into the world, get brainwashed and beaten down by it, then at some point you say, you're all the one who are screwed up. I'm okay by myself in my own thoughts. I don't need your BS to tell me what to think or how to live. When you reach that, you're enlightened. The only thing that gave me enlightenment was me alone contemplating my life until I finally realized I can learn all the theories they got about life. It's all someone else's bullshit. It doesn't apply to me. I believe that all social science majors are useless and only exist because colleges make money from them and fake life experts fool lost, lonely people into thinking they have some advanced wisdom, which is the same principle that all the religious leaders and witch doctors of the past operated on. They rely on millions of naive young people majoring in this meaningless stuff every year without telling them that all the junk they tech about life is someone's fiction. The only thing that matters is that you know your own purity as a human being and follow the laws so you don't end up in jail. The social sciences create no real skills but plenty of fake skills like psychologist, sociologist, archaeologist, literary expert, etc. Every human being is a loner. No human being knows what any other human being is thinking, so when you create oodles of categories to put people into, as in learning disabilities and mental illnesses, it's a massive fraud that most of the people buy into. It's a great tragedy. We live in an evil society. It's evil when some phony intellectual tells anyone they have some mental illness, then proceeds to make money from them by perpetuating this fraud. They prescribe drugs that are not only useless but detrimental to health. They have PhDs in something like social work. All you need is love and empathy. We have huge social science industries in these areas. Mental health, learning disabilities, special education, social assistance, the non-profit organizations, international NGOs, the government programs to do research and help people in some softball way like substance abuse help, prisoner rehabilitation, etc. I can tell you the greatest insight into life in one sentence. Know your true nature and have the guts to live by it. Screw everyone else with their BS ideas on life. After enlightenment, you still need the intelligence to earn money. In the real world, you need a practical skills, so after you get your softball degrees, you have to be useful to others in some way either. Find a job worthy of your alleged high intellect. Jobs like world planner, philosopher, and king/queen don't exist. Start a business, preferably online, so you can work from bed. Get a job where they will train you in some skill. Pass the civil service exam and get a government job. Be a teacher, preferably online, so you don't have to get out of bed. Be a desperado and realize that the world doesn't care about you despite that useless knowledge you learned in college. The real world wants people who do something practical and useful. The non-profit, education, helping, caring, counseling and government worlds have many useless jobs for liberal arts majors. There are master's degrees in non-profit management, college administration, public administration. These are easy ways for a dishonest person to get their hands on large amounts of money. It's called larceny and embezzlement. Get a job at a company, an NGO, or with the government and figure out a way to siphon some money off for yourself. It's more common than most people think. If you think your liberal arts college degree means anything, go to Professor College Doom's page. renzi.com/datapages/profdoomdat.htm. You can intern, try different jobs, or go to graduate or business school. Ask yourself, what were you born to do? What is your true nature? Do you have the guts to follow it and figure out a way to earn money from it? Many liberal arts graduates take a Bachelor of Education program then get jobs as teachers. Journalism is dead nowadays because there are too many journalists. Many people do it for free on the internet. Look at all the YouTube dudes and chicks giving their 2 cents worth on world events. What can liberal arts graduates who love intellectual pursuits do? You can work in a library. You can work in a museum. You can get a research job somewhere, like for people writing books and stuff. You can write. You can work in a bookstore, but they're disappearing. You can work for magazine and journal publishers doing editing, etc. There are scholarly organizations and conferences. There are a few jobs there. You can create a useful website. You can invent something. You can do self-employment as a freelancer. You can get an administrative job. Liberal arts people, if they really love the free pursuit of whatever comes up in their minds, have to figure out ways to earn money through what they do. I hear many writers pitching books on talk radio. Why pay for entertaining ideas in a book when you can listen to all the junk you want for free at YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, etc.? Creative people create their own lives and figure out ways to create things to do and sell that are useful to others. If you're stuck for ideas, get my Money Making Ideas book. If you go on the websites that say they answer what you can do with a liberal arts degree to earn money, most of them tell you to go into business, sales, or real estate, but liberal arts people aren't intrinsically into that world of selling your soul for money. Everybody wants to write for some place like Huffington Post. Many people are doing it for free to get publicity for themselves. The internet has made it hard for writers to make money. Go to guru.com. They want people to write entire books for $200. There are only so many game shows that you could get on and win money at. Being a creative intellectual by itself won't earn you money. You have to tailor your mind to make money somehow. Become a manager or administrator somewhere. Work for the government and do your artsy stuff on the side. If you don't have a steady job with a pension plan, it's almost always about making money to survive. You can get teaching jobs at most community colleges with a master's degree. There's the research and writing thing. A lot of research, especially in the social sciences, is useless. A lot of academic articles in the many journals don't really add anything to real knowledge. It's just a business of creating journals. How far are you willing to go in any field that is not hard science until you realize that it's all a meaningless game? If you're in a big research field, you have to think up interesting and useful experiments to do. There's a lot of competition, firstly for jobs, then among peers for promotions, research money, and respect within the pecking order of your college and the people in the field. If you're serious about research, decide on exactly what you're really interested in, then focus on becoming the world's best expert in it. Find a mentor or several in your field to learn from. Try to get published while you're still a student by creating original essays, then submit them to relevant journals. The address is on every journal. If you get published just once, that's a big advantage to get a teaching job at a college. Learn the procedure to write formal papers and grant proposals for research funding. You might get bored of your field and move into some other subspecialty. There is a lot of hate, jealousy, and competition in research because all these eggheads think they're hot stuff, so they don't want anyone to do better than them. Create a good resume with examples of your written work. You could put your written work on a website for employers to see. Get some academic references. It's a game of promotion, aka brown-nosing or sucking up. Constantly write articles to try to get published. Try to find bookings to speak at academic conferences. Create yourself as a public speaker. Go to a seminar company and put your name in to speak for hire in your field. If you work with anyone on a big study, book, or something, resolve issues of how you share the ownership of it. There is a lot of rejection in academic writing. Journals get swamped with articles by ambitious people. You can't write freely in the social sciences. It's a journal and book business. It's supposed to be a science. You just can't write stuff off the top of your head. There has to be some research study involved. Your resume and cover letter should convey your skills, experiences, and interests. Slow. You might want to create a portfolio or online portfolio of examples of your work, artwork, written articles, etc. You can easily do this by creating a professional website showcasing your identity and skills. Put it on your resume and clearly state that you have an online portfolio there. You can create a portfolio on free websites like Facebook, WordPress, and blogspot.com. Select references and obtain letters of recommendation. Research potential occupations and jobs. Go to career fairs. Practice your interviewing skills before you begin interviewing for career positions. Some typical interview questions are as follows. What are your greatest strengths? Tell me about yourself. What is your greatest strength/weakness? What is your philosophy? Do you have any special skills or talents? What about your hobbies or leisure time activities? Do you have any questions? Books about an academic career are at number 378.125023 at the library.